guys, Lemmy here. Welcome back to another art video. Today I'm doing the Sharpie challenge, and this was something me and my friend came up with. I was talking to my friend Lone and I was like, hey, you should totally do a cheap art supply challenge. And she's like, well, I don't really have any cheap art supplies. And I'm like, well, you have the Sharpies. And she's like, well, yeah, I do. Maybe I could do a Sharpie challenge. And I'm like, that's actually a good idea. So I'm like, okay, that sounds great. So if you want to go over to her channel, she has a Sharpie challenge up, but I was like, I'm gonna do this too. So something about me, if I don't need supplies, I don't like spending a lot of money on them. So I was kind of going back and forth, like, do I really want to do this? Do I not want to do this? The ink in the Sharpies are interesting, like they're permanent markers. It's not like they're alcohol based, and it's not like they're water based. They're permanent. So just the whole consistency is different with them. And you can't really blend. The best you can do to quote blend is overlap. So you're going to have a lot of hard, crisp edges, and you're going to have to color like cell style shading. So what do I mean by that? I mean like traditional anime with the big blocks of flat color and then the blocks of flat color for the shading and all that sort of stuff. That's kind of what you have to do with this challenge. And I was like, okay, well, if I get Sharpies, then that's good. But I don't really want to spend a lot of money on Sharpies because I don't really need them. I mean, it's cool to have them, but it's not something I need. And so I went out with my friend and we went to Michael's, and Michael's was selling them for like $17. And I was like, nah, I don't really want that. It was the Electropop set. So it was 24 colors, and they were the fine point, not the extra fine. The extra fine is almost like a liner, but the fine point is like a marker. So I was like, I want this set because it has like a whole bunch of different colors, but I'm not going to spend $17 on it. So then we went to another art store, which is called AC Moore, and they had it for $31. And I was like, no. And then we went next door to Staples, and they had it on sale for $5. So I got 24 markers for $5. So this could be a cheap art supply challenge. Also, I would recommend, because it said they were 17, I did a price check on it and it came out to $5. So I guess they were on sale, but they didn't have it marked on the thing, but you should check that out. I definitely would shop around for the best price if you're going to do this challenge, just because they can get a bit expensive. And yeah, so I went into this with the idea of Electropop because that's what it was called, and it reminded me of a few different songs that I liked. And it also just reminded me of circles in general. So I drew my character Wynn, and I figured I was going to put a lot of circles into this design so it would break up the monotony of flat colors, which I knew I was going to have to commit to. So you'll see in her hair there's different colored circles to like add to the lighting and stuff like that. But then also I decided to do some, I guess, stippling. So in the shaded areas I went in with black and I did some black circles in like a pattern to kind of push things further into the background. And then with the highlights with the white pen, which I used a Sakura Jelly Roll for, I kind of stippled the white onto the green of the hair to kind of bring that forward. So you'll see a lot of circles in this, and I drew Wynn in a strawberry outfit because circles and the seeds on the strawberries kind of go together in my brain. Kind of weird, but they kind of do. So I just figured like I would have like a very circular theme for this challenge. Now also, how I drew her was very rounded, and I wanted to do that because I wanted to make her kind of look like a plastic toy. And that's kind of weird because it also reminded me of the pop figures, because Electropop. Now, all of this is inspiration just comes from the word Electropop, so go figure how my brain works. But I wanted to make it look like a plastic toy, and I really don't like the Electropop figures, except for like a few ones that are not humans. All the humans look really ugly, I think. But I think that the things like the clock and the candelabra from like Beauty and the Beast, like they look cute, and like Groot looks cute, and like if you get an animal it looks cute, but like the people look really weird in my opinion. So I drew another really weird looking person here, but different proportions, that I thought were a little bit cuter, and then I made the eyes like a little bit cuter, and I was like, okay, she has to look like a plastic figurine because she's gonna be cell shaded. And yeah, so that's kind of what I was going for here. And then I cheated at the end, and I added a little tiny bit of peach colored pencil, and I just kind of lightly went over the face just to kind of like make it so it wasn't so glaringly white, because she is very pale. I probably should have drawn Piper because she has tan skin, and then I could have used all the Sharpies for her skin, but yeah, I wasn't gonna make Wynn tan and not like the actual character, so I just went in with a colored pencil. I guess it's cheating, but the majority of the coloring is Sharpie. I didn't do the lines with the extra fine point Sharpie because I had one at home, but it turns out that it ran out of ink. And I was like, oh, it's kind of like gross. But if I do this challenge again, I would definitely want to use one of the extra fine Sharpies to do the lines, so it's more like everything that goes into it pretty much is a Sharpie. I think Sharpies do sell paint markers too, so you could use like a white paint marker, but the one time I bought that, it was really bad. And I don't know if I got a defective one, but it just never really worked for me, so I won't be trying that again. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with this. If you guys want to see more pictures colored in this manner with the Sharpies, I can do more speed paints. This is something I would definitely keep to my sketchbook if you guys aren't interested in seeing more pictures made in this sort of style, but I really like it, and I don't overly blend out my pictures with Copics, so this was like just a really nice, fun thing for me to do. There was no streaking with the markers either, so that wasn't a problem. The markers were actually really, really good for the price, so I would definitely recommend them for beginners. I mean, they're very lacking in skin tones, so, and they don't blend, but they do have a nice covering over the paper that doesn't streak. So if you're desperate for a marker and you don't want to spend a ton of money, I suggest you get these. Oh, another thing to mention about this picture is that I drew it out with a Staedtler pen. I was at my friend's house when I drew this, so I took one of her Staedtler Tri-Plus liners and I kind of sketched it out, and then I had to go in with a black inking pen and ink it after. So you'll see a little bit of like pink lines in the background. Yeah, that was just because I didn't know what I was doing and I thought I was just messing around, but then I actually ended up using this picture for something, So yeah, that's the Sharpie challenge. I hope that you guys like this video. And yeah, I'll be back next week for another video. So take care of yourself, and yeah, we'll talk real soon. Okay, bye guys.